Hi. This time of year, people ask us about what guitar to buy. Size-wise, what guitar should I get? It gets confusing. You come into a store like this and you see all these different options and sizes, scale lengths, neck size, and we're going to try to add a little bit of clarity. So as you're looking at a guitar, one thing you're going to buy either a used one that's kind of broken in, or you want to break in your own guitar. You want it to be like a new puppy, imprinted with your own personality and no one else's. Now, I'm also going to skip over neck sizes. There are neck sizes that are wider. Generally speaking, when you see open headstocks, you, generally speaking, get a wider fingerboard. Now, wider fingerboards are better if you want a finger style. Which I am not a finger stylist, I'm addicted to the pick. But you'll find that wider fingerboards will give you a little more room. So let's set that aside. Now let's just talk about guitar sizes. Guitars you might consider are like drums. If you think of a snare drum, a bass drum, and all the different sizes of toms, that's again how you'd look at a guitar in its size, its projection, its things to consider is how it fits your body, how it fits in the mix, how it fits your voice when you're singing, and how it fits in your hand. But the fit to the body is one thing. If you get on a J200, this jumbo guitar, maple back and sides, 1963 by the way, it was a cool guitar, 63 Gibson J200. You'll hear the guitar is a really deep bass and bright treble. It's kind of scooped out in the mid-range, which some say is good for the human voice. But if you look at where your shoulder is, how it fits the body, your shoulder's pretty tall on a J200. If you're standing on a strap and playing it, it would be different because you wear your guitar a little down. But if you're sitting, you're going to find the guitar and how it fits. You need to take that into consideration. These J200s and other jumbos do have a really loud sound. How it fits in the mix when you add other instruments, sometimes deeper guitars get lost. How it fits your voice, la 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 la. Can you sing over it? Or are you sounding like Ethel Merman screaming over your guitar? Sometimes the guitar competes with your voice. So how it fits is important. Let's go all the way to the other spectrum. This is a 1957 0018. These are all tuned to the same key. Now fit, my shoulder is loose and open. The guitar sits comfortably in my lap. Fit in the mix. Guitars that are snare drums, smaller, tend to fit the mix a little better. When other instruments come in, a bright guitar like this will fit well. It's easy to sing over. It's not competing with your voice. And you get an even balanced sound. The treble notes sound the same as the bass notes. Now that is a 0018. You can take certain guitars and deepen the body. This is a Jeff Tweedy, which is the same size as a 00, but it's deeper. And if you can see, this is a little bit deeper in this guitar. So our Jeff Tweedy 00 dB deep body, you can hear there's a little more bass response. It still fits inside my body for that really well. I've got plenty of shoulder motion. This one is a slightly wider neck, so it fits my hand really well. If I wanted to do fingerstyle, I can ditch my pick and do that. And again, I'm terrible at fingerstyle guitar, but a 00 size is a good size. It's coming back in popularity. They're smaller. You can get the Jeff Tweedy model, which is a little deeper. And you do that so you get a little bigger bass. Again, think like drums. Little drum, big drum. The big drum makes a big noise. Now, you take that triple O size, which is slightly larger, and add rosewood to it. And the rosewood will give you a bigger bass. Rosewood is darker in color and darker in tone than mahogany. Mahogany guitars, like the first one I just showed you, are bright, crisp, a good upper mid-range. But this, with the rosewood, has a bigger thump to the bottom end. The rosewood gives you a little more definition. Rosewood will also kind of get lost in the mix if you add in other guitars, but if you're sitting and singing by yourself or in a small group, these guitars can fit the body well, fit in the mix well, and fit so you can talk over it like I'm doing, or sing over it without straining your voice all night. Now, the last thing is getting into the famous dreadnought. Okay, stick around for part 2.